So Pokemon X and Y have been out for about 5 months, and there's no denying that the franchise's first stab at a 3D main series game was a huge success. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I think many would agree that X and Y were simply brilliant. They added just enough new elements into the mix while maintaining the core elements of the classic RPG formula. This made us feel at home even in a whole new 3D European-inspired realm. Mega evolutions, more accessible breeding, the PSS, Pokemon Me, O-Powers, roller skates, and benches are just a few of these new mechanics brought on in X and Y. And even though I love all of these elements and think X and Y put Gamefreak off on the right foot in the 3DS era, I still think we can see even more from them in future titles. Some of my only beefs with X and Y are the linearity, the storyline, and the formula becoming just a bit stale. So I came up with 5 things that Gamefreak could do, big and small, to make Pokemon even better. And here are those 5 things. Since the dawn of time, man hath been faced with the question that would seal his fate over the next 40 hours or so. Wilt thou choose fire, water, or grass? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Since Red and Blue, we've had to pick between a fire starter, a water starter, or a grass starter. Now, I think those are great types, and they've served us really well in the past. Over the course of the years, we've seen some awesome additions to the starter cast. They've even worked in some great dual types, like water steel, grass ground, and fire fighting. 3 times. Three. But wouldn't it be so cool to start your adventure off on an entirely new foot? This is such a minor change that I think would breathe total new life into the series without even overdoing anything. Think about it. Maybe we could do steel fighting fairy starters. Ice flying fighting? I don't know, but there are so many possibilities and ways to rework the beginning of the game that would end up making things feel so fresh. So, this is probably the only one on the list that might be pretty hard to implement. Pokemon has always taken the same safe route. Travel from town to town until you collect all 8 badges. This has always been pretty cool, but one thing that I wish we did get to do more was explore. All 8 badges have to be beaten in the right order, and the story seems to always progress in a straight line. This has been a problem in other series too, like The Legend of Zelda, notably Skyward Sword. A Link Between Worlds, however, broke from this tradition by presenting you with minimal guidance and allowing you to complete the dungeons in any order you wanted. This encouraged exploration, made you feel more engrossed in your environment, and made your own journey feel unique to you. And I would love to see Pokemon take on a similar concept that would allow you to complete the badges in any order you want. The only thing I think that might stop this is the difficulty curve. In Pokemon, each gym you move on to sees you face higher level Pokemons. For this new any order system to work, once you enter a gym, I think all the other gyms would have to have their levels of their Pokemons adjusted. It may be hard, I don't know if it would work, but if it did, I think it would be awesome. Okay, I'll start off by saying that I know Pokemon is technically for kids, but let's be real here. Everybody in the club playing Pokemon. And when I play Pokemon, especially the new ones, and I think a lot of other people too, find the games are a bit too easy and never really push us to the edge or see us white out. But there's such an easy solution. Give you the option to choose your difficulty. This is something that they already toyed with in Black 2, but why the hell did they make it so you have to beat the game and trade this dumb key thingy in order to play the game from the start on hard? Why not just give us that option to begin with? Like, what? Why? Come on, Gamefreak. Allowing for difficulties would allow it so that both kids and professionals like myself can find the perfect amount of challenge. Ever since the first generation, Gamefreak has made sure that they include some sort of annoying, evil team to constantly get in your way and distract you from collecting badges. But these stories have always been overly simplistic, or really weird in the case of N, and they've always felt like an afterthought to the main idea of beating the Elite Four. And that's what's always bothered me. I mean, what kid is like, "They stole your sister's purloin! Those bastards! We must get it back!" Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say like none. No, it's always been about the adventure. Your adventure. So why have a story that just gets in the way of that and acts as a nuisance? I understand they wanted to ground it and give your adventure more of a purpose and make you look like more of a hero, but I think the best way to do that was the way they did it in Gen 1. Give you a punk-ass rival. Battling, becoming stronger, and beating the only real persona you've come to know at this point, who's been a total biatch to you, by the way, means so much more than defeating just some random team that wants to save Pokemon, but they still fight with the Pokemon and use a shit ton of Zubats. I don't fucking know. So that's why I think Pokemon needs a story that adds to your badge collecting adventure, not detracts from it. So how to do this? I don't know, make the story more about you. Why do you have to beat the Elite Four? In essence, there needs to be higher stakes and more reasons that you need to collect 8 badges and defeat the Elite Four, instead of just saying, well, that's what 10-year-old kids do in the Poké universe, they collect badges, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I know this sounds kind of stupid, but hear me out, hear me out. In the Pokemon games, we've always been given a character that we're told is us and we just move on. But what do we actually know about this guy? Or girl. If you're a girl, you know. Our character is supposed to be brave and good to his Pokemon, even though he makes them fight and mate with their mothers. Gross. But nothing that he does really suggests any of that. I mean, all he does is walk around and throw a Pokeball at the beginning of each battle. He never talks or... well, he never does anything cool. He lets the Pokemon do that with their Flare Blitzing and Psy-Shocking and Gabbity-Goobity. Take another Nintendo protagonist, Link for example. Even though he's silent too, he's way more of a badass. It's because his actions show us how courageous and strong he is, even though he never actually says anything. Like, look at him! Look at him stand up to Ganon even though he's got his dorky little shield. Point is, he doesn't say anything, but he's just so cool. Looking at all of our Pokemon protagonists though, the most defining things I can say about each of their characters is Red Hat, Yellow Hat, what? Was that a hat? Red Hat again, Visor. In Gen 6, we were given the ability to customize them to make them feel more like our own avatar, which is an incredible advancement, but I still can't really say that I identify with them all that much. I think it's because throughout the adventure, we don't really see our character grow. What we see is our Pokemon grow and get stronger, which is why people come to love their Charizards, their Scizors, and their Garbodors. Just kidding about that last one. Fuck Garbodor. So how do we fix this? Again, maybe make our character more important. Show him in cutscenes doing cool shit. Have him get accessories and upgrades that make it feel more like he's growing alongside of our Pokemon. So I think those are some pretty good reasons or ways to make Pokemon better. Let me know a way you think Pokemon could get better with the upcoming Pokemon Z that's not actually upcoming. I made that up, but it would be pretty chill if it came. Feel free to throw in a like there and a subscribe and a kissy kiss, and I'll see you later.